Hello and welcome to Paul's Spare Time. How is everybody? Tom Thumb, Jim Thompson, NC Prospectors. Good to see you. We'll let the crew build a little bit here. We're going to try to redate some more Buffalo Nickels. That is the plan. That is the plan. Hello, Michael Erickson. Good to see you. Just back from taking the boys to hit with their new baseball bats. Take a little BP. We had fun there. Their daddy got to come today and see them hit. So it was a good time had by one and all. And Paul's pitching arm is still feeling okay, so I guess we're all right. I guess we are all right. Ah, cool, Jim Thompson. That's awesome. I got to do some shipping this week. I'm going to try to ship out all of the AFSP stuff this week except the cookies. That's tomorrow's project. We shall see. We are going to be searching Buffalo Nickels. Buffalo Nickels that don't have a date, supposedly don't have a date. Got my new Buffalo Nickel book. We're filling it in with nickel-dated buffaloes, trying to complete the series. Let's see what we can find today. We have 13 of the 65 that go in the book. There's 64 in the series, plus a variety, 37 three-legged buffalo. So we'll see what happens. Hello, Roger. Good to see you. Digging up the dirt with James. Good to see you. All right, so I have taken a handful of Buffalo Nickels. I don't know how many we'll do, but we'll do some for sure for us to try to restore some dates on. So it's kind of a lengthy process. So shall we get started? Shall we get started? That looks like a good first candidate to me. Good first candidate to me. Let's see, where's Paul Scope? Paul Scope is right there. Right there. It is a non-dated Buffalo Nickel. It is. Let's see if this can be the first one we get a date back on today. If Paul's gotten any better. Way too much. Way too much, Paul. Way too much, and a little too far left as well. Too much and too far left. Thank you for the person that recommended I use a toothpick. Oh, it's coming right back to scoop the chemical over. It's extremely hard on anything metal. Toothpick was a good idea. See if the date is going to come back. I see a 19 and a 1 and a 6, I think. I've already found a bunch of 1916s. I don't think we need a 1916 in our book. I'll look and see. We need a 1916S mint mark in our book. That's what we need. Yeah, I thought about a Q-tip, but it's going to suck some of the stuff up. I like the idea of the toothpick is working, a Q-tip. I like the idea of a toothpick so far. It's working pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see if the toothpick hangs in there as the tool of choice. I'm seeing 1916. Y'all see it? You see the 1916? I have tried this in the live format today, live full screen format. I've done video format. I have done live vertical. So this is episode 4. There are 3 other episodes out there. I will link those and put them in the description below, so that you can find the other episodes. think that one's been in long enough. Let's take it out. Let's see if that's truly going to show as a 1916 that we are seeing. Dip it in the water, dab it with the paper towel, back under the scope, and it didn't come back awesome, but you can certainly see it as a 1916. Let's look in the mint mark area. I do not see anything in the mint mark area, but come this far, why not? I hit the area. Still a little too much. I bought a dropper too. I may convert this over to using a dropper. Of course, I get started. There's going to be somebody at the front door. Are they going to ring the doorbell, or are they just dropping off a package? Hopefully, they're just dropping off a package. Huh. I don't see anybody there. Must have been a quick hit and run. Or a bird. Yeah, that is way too much. I know. I bought a dropper. I may just start using my dropper. Because the tip on this one evidently just lets too much out. I'm not seeing a mint mark come back at all. So we're going to say this is a 1916P. A 1916P. And move on to our next coin. There is the 1916. So one done, but we don't need it in the book. All right, number two. Certainly no date. Let's see if we can get just the dinkiest amount out here. Nope, we got the dinkiest amount out next to it. It's in the right area. It's too much still. But let's see if we can get a date back. Let's see if we can get a date back on this one. Hope y'all are doing well. New Year's creeping up on us. We got a little extra time off this week. I've got some of those I bought for making Hot Wheel car Q-tips that have the real hard end. They're makeup Q-tips. And I may have to see if I can steal some of those back from my wife. Because that may be the thing to go with. What are you seeing? Tom Thumb says 1915. You're seeing more than I am. I'm not seeing much of anything. I'm seeing maybe a 6. I don't know. I'm seeing a damaged field, I think. This one may take a while. We had a good stream Saturday. What we found is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Turning dark. Usually when they turn dark, I gotta hit them twice. Let's wash this one off and see if we can see anything yet. Sometimes you can see them better through the liquid, sometimes no. I see a 6, I think, or a 5, 1916 or 1915. It's looking like a 1915, maybe a 16. We're going to hit it with another dot. See if I can just barely. Nope. Can't just barely. I have to try the dropper or the Q-tip. Yeah, I see a 5 pretty clearly now. I do see a 5 pretty clearly. So looking like a 1915. We need a 1915P and a 1915S. That's what we need. That is what we need. In our book, the 5's starting to come in a little stronger. There's a little bit of a damaged field below that. And some of these I'm sure I'll mess up and put too long and eat it all gone. Hello, Jolly Roger. Good to see you. Anyone I missed, I apologize. Seeing the 5. Seeing the 15 for sure. See what we can see without the liquid on it. It is certainly a 1915. Didn't restore awesome, but that's not bad. You can see that pretty clearly. 1915. Let's check the... Oh, we got a mint mark. We've got a 1915S. We have a 1915S. I do not have to nicketate that side. So that is going to go in our book. 1915S we did not have. So I will lay it in there and we will put it in at the end. So we've restored 2 for 2 and 1 went in the book. All right, definitely cannot see a date field there. You know, I haven't done, I'm going to do a box of dimes tomorrow and do a short video if I find any. But we have pretty good luck with dimes here. I gotta say, we have pretty good luck with dimes here. Alright, again, way too much. Can we get a date? I'm seeing a date. I'm seeing a 5. Do you see a 5? I see a 5. I see a 5. It's at the bottom there. Ooh, is my 5 turning into an 8? Nope. Still looking like a 5. Is that a 1935? That might be a 1935. No, we don't have anything that far over in the book yet. I was thinking that some of the more new ones would be harder to find. I think that that might be a 1935. I'm going to leave it in a little longer, let her bake. She popped up pretty quick though. The 5 looks nice, and I'm pretty sure that's a 3. Pretty sure that is a 3. Y'all seeing the 1935? Seems like that's the size dot that wants to come out of the jar or the bottle. All right. Over to the water. Do a little swish. Over to the paper towel. Dab it off. Doesn't show up near as good outside of the juice. Looks like 1915 outside the juice. We're going to go in the juice again and see if we can do better. See if we can do better. I was getting excited. The 5 did look good. The rest, what I thought was a 3, couldn't see at all. Let's see what this does. We'll see what this does. It's kind of looking like another 1915. That's what it looked like out of the juice. Now why am I wanting to see a 4? Why am I wanting to see a 4? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing now, Tom. My 5 that looked so good, starting to look like a 4. Boy, if I put the light on it, I'm going to just go ahead and say that's a 1914. How'd my 5 look like a... If I get the light right... 1914. All day long, eh? Hello, Wayne. Good to see you. That's standing pretty tall. Boy, it sure looked like a 5 when it was coming up. Yeah, I think you're right, Aaron. I think you're right. Let's see, in the 1914, we need a P, we have a D, and we need an S. That one looks pretty good. I'm going to dip her in the water. Boy, that second dip, after it got all that dirt off there at the first dip, did the trick. 1914, standing tall. No doubt about that one, is there? Now, what do we got for a mint mark situation here? Oh, 1914S. 1914S. We do not have to nickadate the mint mark. That one's in good shape. I like it. That one's going to be a nice addition to the book. A very, very readable date. Very readable date. 1914S. We're 3 for 3 restoring, and 2 have gone in the book. I like it. All right, what do we got here? We got no date, although I kind of see a 15. 1914S. That's old. That's old. Next up. Hello, Roger Rodriguez. Good to see you. Welcome to everyone that's rolling in. We are nickadating dateless Buffalo nickels, trying to restore them and fill a collector's album with restored date Buffalo nickels. I think we had 13 of the 64, and there's actually the 65th coming in today. We've already got 2 more. That one's starting to show. Oh, don't be a 1913, unless you're a type 2. Now, Sam says 1919. You could be right, Sam. Wayne's saying 1919. Aaron, 1918. I'm seeing 13 or 19. I think I'm seeing 1919. 1919, we have a P. We don't have a D or S in the book. Looks like a 1919 coming out pretty firm. Looks like a 1919 coming out pretty strong. You guys got better eyes than me, Sam Wilson, you young, recently college graduated. Still appears to be getting a little better, so we'll leave it. We shall leave it, even though we've got a known date now, 1919. And we'll check it for the mint mark. We'll get lucky and have a mint mark on it. Well, William Nelson, good to see you. Yes, Sam Wilson, I have. The ones that you could see, I have checked for the 3.5 leg, 3-legged buffalo, and any of the 1913s. They're not in real good shape. So like the overdate on a mint mark would be very hard to see. Well, I think we can improve that some more. I think we can improve that date some more. Either that or eat it off. Let's see. Let's see if we can make it better. see if we can make it better. Big light. No, it's not that light. Which light is it? That one? No, it's that one. But that's the one that's really giving us the best light to see it. If we can't clean that date up just a little bit more. Pretty obvious 1919. Just trying to make it so it'll show up in the book better. We need a 1919S. I'm sorry, we need 1919D or S. For our book, we do have a P. Now again, when you do this, there is a point where it starts getting worse. Up to a point, it gets better, 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 better. Then it starts eating into the actual raised part of the date that is popped up because it's eaten in next to it, and it starts going away. So you can eat one totally off if you're not careful. I've done it. It's not a huge loss on 1919 because it's a very common date. No, I'm not checking for the 1916 DDO, Sam. I've already got 200, and I don't want to have to pay more taxes. Where I can see it, yes, Sam, I check for it, but it's very hard to see on the coins of this quality. We do have 700. I went through 700 even before I started this series. It took me forever to look for all that kind of stuff. All right, 1919, we got the date. That's pretty good on the date. Let's check the mint mark situation. I do not see a mint mark, but since we need a D and an S, we've already liquidated it. Let's see if we can be surprised way too much. The ones I've done so far, if there's a mint mark, man, it pops out quick, and there is a mint mark, I think. I think there's an S coming, maybe. I think there might be an S coming. It might have just been damage. I'm seeing something in that area there, but it's no longer looking like a mint mark. It's no longer looking like a mint mark. I had one the other day I'd have sworn wouldn't have had a mint mark. And boy, the old D popped out just immediately and like crazy on the reverse. Let's look at it. I do not see anything resembling a mint mark. So that's going to be a 1919P. I will compare that to the other 1919P in the book, and we will see if it upgrades it, if the date came back better. Where'd my ink pen go? Hudson's not here to blame for my ink pen disappearing. All right. No date and a very damaged field. It'd be interesting to see if this one comes back. Hello, NetFiend. Hello, NetFiend. Well, I did a smaller dot, but I don't know that I got it totally in the date area. Let's see what that does. This area looks very damaged. Boy, something's coming back big time. 1918, 19 something 8. Coming back quick. Yeah, I think I'm seeing 1918 as well. Let's see, on the 1918, we need all of them. P, D, and S. The S only has 4.8 million minted, so that'd be a good one to have. Definitely looking like 1918. I think without a doubt. Hello, Very Pickled Lemon. You think you're right. Oh, really, Sam? Yeah, I went through. Some of the 1913s were even hard to tell. They were so worn, but I think I got, out of the 700, I had 18 1913 type ones. So I was able to get a P, D, and S out of it. I have yet to liquidate and find a 1913 type 2 out of this 700. All right, that one's standing pretty tall. Let's take it out. We're going to definitely add this one to the book because we don't have any 1918s regardless of mint mark. Very clear date. Look at that. That came back good. That came back good. 1918. How about our mint mark situation? I don't see one, and I don't think we're going to see one. But after what happened to me the other day, I am going to put a dot on it. Oh, that's a big dot. That's a big dot. Gonna have to go to the dropper. Gonna have to go to the dropper. Oh, are we seeing it? Maybe I just imagine seeing an S all the time. The mint mark will pop up between the E and the C right there. I'm seeing an S over in the wrong place. Do not believe, I see something there. I do believe I'm seeing something there though. What is it? What is it? I don't know. Be nothing. Could be nothing. We're going to leave it on though, because I'm seeing something down there. I think I see a D. I do think we might be getting a D mint mark back. I do think we might be getting a D mint mark back. Let's clean it and hit it again. Boy, just see the top of something down there. We'll hit it again. I don't know. I don't know. Right down there is where I'm seeing something. Don't think it's going to be in that mark. Doesn't cost anything but time to check. We'll see. Oh, Jim, I had that box about a month ago, and I had 37 total wheat cents in them, and 7 were in the 50s, and 30 were in the 40s or before. It was an unbelievable penny box. We usually average 6 to 10 wheat cents a box. I had a 1910. Something below a 1910. It was a great box. I'm not seeing anything now, I don't think. Let's take a peek. Unfortunately, some of this comes down to guessing, and if I got to guess, I'm not going to put one in the book unless I know. Sometimes you don't get a clear answer. I do not see a mint mark, so we're going to call that. What it is a 1918 1918p, and that one is gonna go in the book. So you gotta like that. Let's see what we got here. We've got a readable date. We've got a 1920 readable date. So that one goes in the other book. We'll put it over there. Any that we're getting with a readable date, I'm putting in a second book to see how close we can come to filling it. That one is a 1923. I can read it. Don't see a mint mark. I didn't check that 20 for a mint mark. The 20 was a 20S. 20S and a 23P. Let's see, a 20S only had 9 million minted, 9.6 million minted. A 23P had 35 million minted. So 2 readable dates in a row. I did purchase these as unreadable dates, but there's obviously some partials in it. That one is unreadable. That one is unreadable. Let's see if this one will restore. Michael Erickson's gifted 5 Paul Spare Time memberships. Thank you, Michael. And the beneficiaries, Candy King, William E., Alexandra R., Scotty Aquati, and Lisa Erickson. Welcome to our new members, and thank you, Michael Erickson, very much for your generosity. That is awesome. Well, thanks, I'm Cold. Good to see you, I'm Cold. I might do some $1 bill searches tonight at 10 o'clock because I have 2,500 I need to search. So I haven't stopped on that series. I just haven't done it yet. In a while, since Christmas, I guess. Yeah, I'm using a toothpick, Martin. I thought about a Q-tip, and I've got some makeup toothpicks I could steal from my wife that aren't as absorbent. But somebody recommended doing a toothpick, and the toothpick seems to be working very good. I'm not seeing that date just jump off the page at me. Need a different light situation? Nope, that doesn't help much either. Excuse me. I am fighting off an upper respiratory thing that I think one of the grandkids gave me, is my guess. Alright, we're going to clean that one off and hit it again. Sometimes it has to eat all the dirt away, the dirtiness. It may take a few times, and we may not get anything at all. You never know. We've only got one so far we haven't been able to restore. And we've done 25, 26. Martin, 1916 is Sam's guess, 1915D is Martin's guess. Boy, y'all got better eyes than me, or it's showing up better on your TV. So I'm looking in my scope. I don't got nothing yet. As of now, I couldn't call it. I couldn't call it. Sometimes with a side light off the scope is a better way to see the date. You never know. We'll let her cook. Well, you can buy this stuff. It is called Nicodate that I'm putting on it. You can buy it on Amazon. Although they might be getting low because a lot of people are buying it since we started this series. Yeah, in a lot of cases, Sam, that's probably true. 1913 type 2. I am not encouraged that we're going to get a date off this one. Not encouraged at all. I still don't see anything. Silver dime, 40D. Congratulations, Jolly Rogers. We average just over 1 silver dime per box. I have much better luck with dimes than I do quarters. We do not find many silver quarters here. Though Hudson found 2 in the last box he did. So maybe it's changing. Alright, we're going to clean this off again and probably hit it again. It continued to turn the stuff really dark. So that gives me some hope, but man, I don't see a darn thing in that field. So we're going to hit this one hard. We're going to put more juice on it this time than normal. That time I put more juice on it on purpose. We'll see. Found 2. I think we're up to like 7 or 8 now, and 2 I found in one box. Twice we've had a box with 2 silver quarters in it, of the 8 we found total, out of many boxes of quarters. Now W's, I find a lot of W's, and I'm not into searching for all the errors on the new quarters yet. This one's not coming. I see something. I might see a 6. I might see a 6 coming. It does look scraped. I see something though now. Turning dark again. Let's see. I see part of a date. It's either a 37 or a 27, I think. It's coming. We hit one more time. The date's high on this coin. Seems to be high. We'll try one more time. I thought naked eye I saw a 7 at the end and a 2 or a 3 before it. If we can't see anything after this time, we will give up on it and put it in the pile of no date. No date. It'll be a fail. I saw it naked eye when it was not under the scope, Sam, with some side light in the as the 4th digit. Under the scope, I don't see anything. I do not see anything. looking like a fail. If I had to guess, now it looks like a 26 maybe, or a 9, I don't know. It's going in the land of no date. You're still saying 1916? Well, I can't prove you wrong. I cannot prove you wrong. There's a partial date. There's a 1927. 27, don't see a mint mark. That will go in our partial date pile. Go in our other book. That is probably a 26 partial date with a big old whammy on it. So we won't try to restore that with the work of a loop. I could definitely end up making out that date. Oh, this one's toasty. This one is toasty. See something? See a 5. I think we're going to end up with a 1915 here. Perhaps a 1915. If it comes back. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Sam, if I saw anything, I would have guessed 26 on that last one. But it wasn't even nice enough to stick in a nickedated book. This one's got damage in the field. It looks toasty as heck. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I'm not catching anything on this one either. Hit it one more time, but it's not a very nice coin. And in the likelihood of us searching all of these not very nice coins, if it does pop, I don't know if it's going to pop to make the book anyway. Hey, Treasure Hog, good to see you. Been a long 2 weeks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The last two have been stubborn. The last one we did 4 times, and with a little creativity, you could get a 1926 off, or you get a 26 off of it. I don't think this one's going to come back. It's got a very damaged field right on top of the date. Treasure Hog saying 1918. Maybe it's going to come. Martin's saying 1918. Sam's seeing something. It is. It's high again, isn't it? Very high up there. But it's coming. It's looking like 1918. found a 1918P a while ago. We still need a 1918D and S. Different light helps us at all. See it up there? Boy, it's way high. Wash it and look. Wash it and look. Well, Treasure Hog, I hope you guys had a good Christmas. Hope all of you had a good Christmas. Yep, it's the 1918. I think we can make it better. Stubborn one. And boy, is it. That mint mark is up there. It's coming though. It's a coming. Hello, John Chum. Good to see you, Cammie. I'm starting to see the bottom part of the 8 now. Like the ones that just instantly restore. It'll work for some of them though. You gotta work at it. Thank you, Cammie. Alright, I'm going to call this one a 1918. Didn't think it was going to come back. Boy, it's not very good. It's not very good, but it is a 1918. Let's take a look at the mint mark. Big. It does have a mint mark down there too. It does have a mint mark. It does, right at the very bottomest. Down there very low, we're going to get the top half of a mint mark, I do believe. I think it's a D. I think it's a D. It's looking like a D or an S, which would be the two choices. Hello, Just Jeff. Good to see you. Definitely see a mint mark down there. You're looking along with, it's right down there. I'm hoping we find a better one than this for the book, because the front is not very clear. While it was wet, I could see it better than when it was dry. It is a D. Do you see? Let's go to my zoom, see if that helps you out any. You can see the mint mark is right there. It's there. It's not good, but it's there. So not good, I don't know if it's a D or an S. I think it's a D. The reason I know it's there because it was peeking out before we started, just barely. Are we going to be able to capture it so it's even visible enough to be in the book? I don't know. You can see it there. You can see it there. Is it going to? It's an S, I believe. It's an S, I believe. Cami, it is on nickels. Now this takes the value down big time. Like 70% reduction in value, but these are dateless to begin with. I bought them all for $0.25. So I'm not risking much. I am not risking much. Maybe you can see it better there than you can see it on the other view. Looking a lot like a D there. We're going to hope we get a better one than this. Gonna hope. Yeah, it's a D. It's a D, but boy, it's right there. It's a D. But you can't even, without the liquid on, you can't even see the front yet. Again, I put the liquid back on. It was looking very 1918-ish. But I'm not sure that it's not getting worse versus better. Yeah, you can see the connection. Definitely 1918D. Yeah, you can, you catch it just right. You can see where the 8 connects. That's better. Versus the font that's on a 9. Pulling up a 1919 so I can show you. PCGS is being stubborn. The right there, and not that, that. See the 1919 there. Back here. You almost can't see anything now. Clean it off again. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to put this one in the book. It's not good enough. You can see nothing with naked eye. You can actually see the I can tell what it's either 1918 or 1918, 1918 or 1919, and it's a D. Well, let's move on to one maybe we'll have a little more luck with. Boy, the last two have been tough. They've been tough. All right, no date there. We get one that comes back better. Hopefully, yes. There it comes. There it comes. What's it gonna be? It's a teens. It's a teens. There's a 1916, I believe. Definitely a 1916. See it better from farther away. And 1916s we have in the book, we have a D and a P right now. This one popped in good enough. I'm going to let it cook for a minute and make it, it's a really clear one. Yeah, this is a good one, Martin. Much better than that last mystery. And we got close enough on both the last two that we could get a date off of it with some work. I think I know what they both are, but from a value standpoint, it's not worth it, and they're not nice enough readable date to put in these books, so. All right, let's see what this 1916 looks like without the juice on it. Hey, that's a winner. All right, how about a mint mark? How about I don't see a mint mark. How about, could there be an S down there? Possible. No idea. No idea. See if the magic can happen. The very bottom of the drop is where you're going to see this one, I think, if we see one down here. And I don't know that we're going to see one. I see something down there. Is it a mint mark? Is it a bang, a boom, a bomb? I don't know. Or is it nothing? Could be any of those things. Don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking no mint mark. That's what I'm thinking. Because the ones that have come back on the mint mark have come back fast. You could use your imagination and put a crooked S down there. We're going to call that a 1916 no mint mark. 1916P. So I will check that against the one that's in the book and see if it came in any clearer. And let's go on to our nextest coin. Top of a date. Can't tell what it is. Coming fast. 1918. 1913 type 2. 1918. Maybe 1918. Y'all think? 1918 all day long? I believe she's a 1918 all day long. Maybe she'll come pretty nice. That one came quick. That one came quick. All right, in the book 1918 we have a P, and that's it. Yeah, that one's coming in nice and bold. (1918), very clear. We're going to get a mint mark situation. We are 1918D. We don't have to mint or nicodate that. That is a 1918D. 1918D nicely restored. That one's going in the book. That one is going in the book. Next up. Next up. Another one that's got some nasty in the field. We'll see. We shall see. Something popping out. Another 1916. I think. I do think. Some of the 20P have no designer initial. A lot of these have no designer initial because of the wear, John, but you're right. Boy, I was skeptical, and that one's come back nicely. I was thinking 1918, could be. Is she going to connect? Is she going to be a 16? Is she an 18 or a 16? This is where I go to a picture on PCGS to look at the date and look at the font so I can tell for sure. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. All right, let me show you a 1916. A pretty clear break. Go back to our scope. Take the juice off. Definitely a 16 or an 18. Tis a 1916. Tis a 1916. You can clearly see where it stops. Now let's see if we can find a mint mark. Don't see one, which means it probably doesn't have one. But why not to know for sure? Mint mark is below the E and the C. And I always apply too far to the right looking for it. And when they've popped quick. But some of them have gone from invisible to right there. Oh, I think I am seeing it. That's an S. Like I said, not an exact science. Looky what we got here. Do you see it? Do you see that S right there? 1916 S. Do you see it? I see it. I see it. Let's look at the 1916 S. Get that out of my eyes. 1916 S. I'm 99% sure. Right where it should be and right what it should look like. Why is that not highlighting? There we go. Oh, you can't see what it's supposed to look like. And if we go back to my scope, that is a 1916 S for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So that's another one for the book. 1916 S we did not have. We did not have that one. And I didn't think there was going to be a mint mark there. That's why we check them. All right. Got one with nothing. Or maybe a big 9 there at the end. Could that be a 29? Could that be my imagination? I don't know. We'll see. Is it a 5? Is it a 5? It is a 9. 1919. I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm comfortable in that 1916S. Value-wise, not going to make a big difference. Although the 16S has 11 million minted, the D 13 million, the 16P 63 million. But that one, this one is becoming a lot more clear. Why is nothing showing up on that? I'm going to refresh that. How to refresh that? That's better. Yep, this one's coming in nice and clear. Anyone I missed in the chat, I apologize. 1919 coming through clear. In 1919, we have a P. We don't have a D or an S. We even have an extra P to check. I'll let this one improve just a little more. Very clear 1919. How about that one? Yeah, I gotta like that. Now, how about a mint mark? How about a mint mark? I do not see a mint mark. I do not think we're going to see a mint mark. But we're going to look. I missed it. Miracle mint mark. You don't think there's going to be a mint mark on this one? Don't think so. Do not think so. Yeah, I keep missing it to the right on these ones on the bottom part. My eyes aren't good enough to see the 5 cents, I guess. Yeah, I'm not seeing a mint mark there. Nothing coming. Look one more time to make sure we're not seeing anything. I don't see anything. So that is going to be another 1919p. We'll check that against the book. I'm hoping in the book that they'll all be at least this nice. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. All right, let's get another one started here. What do we got? We got nothing. Well, this one's cooking. I'm going to let you all watch, and I'm going to go use the little boy's room real fast. You guys tell me if you see a date. You guys tell me if you see a date. Something's coming. Something's coming. I'll be right back. Yell loud. I must have got too far away. I couldn't hear you yelling. Let's see, I see a 26, a 21, a 13, 28 or 23. Hello, Lee Hale. Let's take this off and see, because I can't see anything through the darkness. See anything? A 1920. That is a 1920. Pretty darn clear. I'm going to hit that again and improve it, but that is a 1920. That came back good. See if I can make it even better. Getting greedy. We do not have any of the 1920s in our book, so this will be an addition. What I'm very obviously seeing, and what is to be expected, is we're getting a lot of candidates on the first page, 1913 to 1919, and very little past that. And that's probably makes sense. What is the S? If you're lagging, we were looking for an S mint mark on the reverse of the coin, would mean it was minted in San Francisco. If you're seeing an S right now in this 1920, you're seeing something I'm not. Because there should not be an S in this area, this field on the coin. I don't know if that made it any better or if it made it worse. I might have made it worse. Still obviously a 1920. Let's check for a mint mark. Yeah. unlikely restore. Unlikely restore here, but let's see. We know I'll miss it anyway. Hey, I hit the area. So we're looking for between the E and the C down in this area is a D or an S. Let me check 1920. They had a P, D, and S. The D only has 9 million minute, the S only 9 million minute, the P 63 million minute. Not seeing anything come back. But that field is a mess. So we'll give it a minute. We'll give it a minute to dig. I see no sign of a mint mark, and I made the 1920 worse when I re-nicodated it, but it's still okay. Very clearly a 1920. So that's going to be a 1920p for the book. We did not have that one. All right, let's go to the next one. No date in the field, can possibly see the top of a date. The intent is, I'm doing 700 of these. I bought a few lots. A lot of 300, 200, 120, and 12. And my intent is to find one of each to have a fully nicodated book of nickels. Now, by being nicodated, the value is going to be a lot lower. That's a 1920 something. That's what it looks like. Or the two could be at the end, but there isn't a 1912. The value is going to be 30% of what it normally would have been. But, as I said earlier, I only paid a quarter each for these. So I'm not, even if I reduce the value of some of these, big deal. The full book nicodated, verifiable of what they are, is going to have more value. I think that's a 1925. What are y'all seeing? Sometimes you can see them better darker. What are you seeing? You're seeing a 27? Oh, maybe I should look at the screen. I think I'm seeing a 5. I think I'm seeing a 5. No one's with me though. Got a 1919, a 21, a 21, a 28, a 21, a 28. 21's possible. I see what you're seeing for the 21. Let's clean it, look at it, and maybe hit it again. It's looking like a 21. I think we can make it better, or we can make it worse. Excuse me. Could we turn it into a 27? Maybe. 21 or 27? Well, sometimes you don't know while it's still wet, but when you eat the date away, I mean, I may be in the too long area right now. They're all different because they've all got different areas of wear. I try to watch and see if I think I'm seeing it more clearly, and I'm watching the 2 right now. But if I'm going to end up with this one being the best candidate for the 1921 slot, I'd sure like to be able to see that 1 as good as possible. And it did get better. It is a 1921. It's not awesome, but I would hesitate to do this one anymore because I'm afraid it's going to get worse. It is a full readable date, 1921. Let's check for a mint mark. I do not see a mint mark, but we will effort to find one. It would be right between that E and the C at the bottom. Legible, yep. 1921, we've got a 21P and there's a 21S. The 21S only has 1.5 million minted. One of the lowest mintage Buffalo nickels there is. I am getting closer. Thank you, Martin. I am getting closer. What program am I using? Program. I don't understand the question. I bought a bunch of undated Buffalo nickels, and I'm using a product called Nicodate, trying to restore it. And then I am looking at the mintage in my Whitman album and pulling up the picture on pcgs.com if I need to clarify a font to know what I'm looking at. There is boy, I can pretend I see an S there. Can you all pretend you see an S there? Oh, I am streaming on OBS. I'm streaming on OBS. I'm going to have to hit that mint mark again because I kind of see an S there. It's in the right place. We're going to see if it comes back. I hope that answered your question, Lansing. Yeah, I'm streaming on OBS through YouTube. And we've been streaming for 5 years on YouTube now. I'm not so sure I'm not seeing an S pop out there, y'all. An S is a stretch, Nick. You are correct. An S is a stretch, but it is. I wouldn't feel good about putting it in the book as an S yet. But man, I see something there. It's in the right place, right there. But I can also make myself see an S next to it. I'd like for it to get more clear. Could be wishful thinking. Absolutely could be. If it is an S, it will get clearer. If it's not an S, it will stay semi-imaginary. And even if it is an S and stays semi-imaginary, I won't put it in the book as an S because it's too rare. No, we're not going to call that one an S. We're not going to call it. We are going to call it a 1921 all day long, though. A 1921P is what we're going to call it. I've already got one of those in, so we'll see which one of those is the best. All right, There's one with no date. I see a 1 at the end and maybe a 3. Way too much. Let's see if anything pops up. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. 26 people in. Appreciate that. I know this probably isn't everyone's cup of tea, watching paint dry, but I think we're teaching some people. And when it's all said and done, if we can get a complete book out of this, we're probably going to auction it off. If we get 2 books, I'll probably give one away. Well, I guess whatever I was seeing was imaginary, because I'm not seeing anything pop out of that. Are you guys seeing anything? Oh, there's something. There's something coming. I don't know. 18? Yeah, I could imagine 18. I can imagine 17. I can't even tell where the 19 is right now, though. Okay, I can imagine that's a 3. But I'm not even sure it's the date field. Let's clean it up and hit it again. Clean it up and hit it again. See what we can see naked. Yeah, there's a 3 in there, I think. Or at the end. Is that a 1913? Better not be a type 1. Not a type 1. Be our first 1913 type 2. Could be a 1919 again. I think it's a 3 at the end. I've been wrong mostly today. And I'm not sure. My 3's starting to look like a 2. No, it's looking like a 3. I don't know. I don't know. Well, that helps. It's looking like a 1919 or 1918. A 19 or an 18. I think it's a 19. Now what do you say? Now what do you think it is? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 1919. That's what I'm thinking now. Moving that light around just a little bit. And actually I took the light off of it by the other one. And you can see that one. Yeah, I'm thinking 19. Treasure Hogs with an 18. I'm not seeing it connect. Usually you can tell that better outside of the goop. Yeah. I don't know. If it's an 18, it's a goofy font. It's possible. Let's take a peek. Got a lot better after the second dip, I can tell you that. Because I saw nothing from the first. Believe she's a 1919. With a little curlicue down there on the 9. You look at the font on the 1919. Well, 1919 doesn't have a curlicue, it has a square off. It's what the 1919 is supposed to look like. More juice? Who says more juice? I say more juice. I think it's a 19. But I'm going to hit it again. We're going to find a million 1919s. Well, maybe not a million since I'm only searching 700. But the 1919P has 60 million minted. And from doing this a long time ago, I found a lot of 1919s. Moving on. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's 19. She be a 19, I do believe. Calling that one a 1919. Now what do we got for mint mark situation? Nothing. See if we can pull anything back for a mint mark. 1920. Lee, you're either behind me, ahead of me, or seeing something different than me. I could buy an argument for 18. I wear glasses and I'm not wearing them, but I am looking through a very powerful microscope. And I am not seeing any kind of mint mark, or am I? Am I seeing a D? Am I imagining that D? I don't think I'm imagining this one, y'all. I think that's a D. I think that's a D. I think that is a D. I'm not going to let it eat it all the way off, because something's there. Something's there. I'm telling you, these mint marks are coming back from the abyss. That is a D. That is the top of a D. Y'all see it? 1919D. Let's see. Do we have a 1919D? We do not. 1919D, 8 million minted. 8 million minted, and I'm going to call that one a D. I'm going to call it a D. 1919D. 19S would be 7.5 million minted. All right, next. I got nothing. We got nothing. You don't see it? It's just the very top of a D, because it's been eaten totally off. The rim is worn off on it. Congratulations to your grandson, Martin. That's awesome. Boy, that one's coming fast. That's a 1918. Hello. Now, 1918 in the book, we need an S. We have found a P and a D today. We need an S, or a nicer of the other two. The S is only 4.8 million minted. This one's going to be very readable. We'll leave it on for a while to make it look pretty. Looking pretty good. All right, let's see how that looks out of the juice. Not as good as it looked in the juice. But it is a 1918, and that field is worn. I'm not going to take it any farther than that. It's a very readable date. It's check the mint mark situation. I do not see a mint mark, and we don't have a very worn rim, so we're probably not going to get a mint mark on this. But we've come this far. Well, that's the first one I've missed to the right. Goodness, Paul. You got it all over the place. We're looking between the E and the C below to see if a mint mark magically comes back. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. That mint mark and the date were the high parts that wore off first. I'm not seeing a mint mark. Let's call that. No mint mark. Very clear. 1918. We've had better, but we've had worse. 1918P. We'll check that. See if it's better than the other one we found. We'll do a few more here. That's a readable date. That is a 1928. 1928. We won't nickadate that one. We'll put it over in the readable date because as a distinguishable date like that, it does have value. Don't see a date there. Take a phone call or into spam. I'll be right back. I'm not seeing much. How about you? I'm not seeing much. 1928, Lee Hale says. Ooh, out on a limb. You got much better eyes than me, Lee. Much better eyes than me. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. I just don't see anything. I just do not see anything. I can pretend to see a 28 and make it be true. I think I might be seeing a 2. I don't know. I'm gonna wash it and hit it again. Wash it and hit it again. If we see anything with our naked eye. I think I see 1915. I think I might see 1915. That's what I think I might see. That's what I think I might see. Anyone else with me on the 1915 thing? Ooh, maybe 1913. Maybe 1913. Because the 3 has a funky font. Let me go over to 1915. I think it might be a 1913. Hope to goodness it's type 2 and I didn't miss the type 1. You know, PCGS is slow. What do we see? What do we see? Do we see anything? It's looking 15-y. Let's see. Let's see if we can identify it. That's a 1915. All day long. Very clearly restored. I don't even have to wait for PCGS to come up. It is a 1915. Now, let's see what the mint mark situation is. I do not see one, though I can pretend to see the top of an S down there. I can pretend to see the top of an S. Let's see if we get a mint mark back. 1915, we have in the book a D and an S. And the S, y'all weren't feeling great about that S. That's a 1.5 million mint mark coin. So a nice clear S popping up here would be beautiful. Not seeing it though. Not seeing it. I see something looks like an S under the E, that would be in the wrong place. I see something looks like an S under the C, that would be in the wrong place. I think it's going to be not a mint mark. That's what I think. Boy, that looks like an S under the C. I'm going to have to go look at that one and see where they stamped it. Although PCGS is still thinking about the last thing I asked it. Don't go down, PCGS. The easiest place for me to pull up pictures by year. So this is where the 1915 S mint mark should be. It is towards the C. It's very high. I don't think I ever showed that to you. Uh-oh. My scope lock, no, it didn't lock up. What in the world? Oh, I got the wrong screen up. I was watching a replay of a replay. Let me go with the bigger zoom. Boy, I see an S. Dare I put another drop on and see if it gets better or worse and takes me out of my misery? I see the top of an S, y'all. Almost touching the C, I see, which is what the other example was doing. I see an S. Y'all see it? Although, kind of see another S below the E. I don't know. We're either going to burn it off or bring it out strong, but I see an S there. I see an S under the C, but problem with that, this is a 1915 S, only 1.5 million minute. We already found one we thought we had. Alright. Danger of totally eating it off the coin. Whatever it is. Do y'all see what I see? I see a S too far to the right that can't be an S. And I see what looks to be an S right there. S. Below the C. NC doesn't see it. Well, I'm going to put that one in the questionable pile of a 1915 S. I've got two now that are questionable 1915 S's. I don't know. Could be. Hopefully find an obvious one. I think that is, but I'm not sure. Boy, that one's going to take some work. That one is going to take some work. Let's see. We've got worse ones come back. I missed it to the right. A 5 coming back. And a 2. You want to see a 25? True, Leon. Yeah, I think it got lighter, Michael. Do you think I see a 25 on this one, though? I don't see the 1.9. Oh, I've got the zoom scope on. We'll see it better on that. I see the 25. I don't know, Michael, if a black light would show anything at all. Usually a side light is the best way to see. The problem is there ends up with a lot of stuff that looks like S's on the bottom of these. Well, that's a 25 for sure, but the rest of the date not wanting to come back. Let's see if we can make that one better. Let's see if it's possible to bring that one back better. Yeah, it's for sure a 1925. It's identifiable. We don't have a 25 yet of any kind. The 25 is 35 million, a 25D has 4.4 million, a 25S 6 million minute. I don't love the restoration on this one if it ends up being the best coin yet. Let's see if we can pop it just a little bit better here. The risk is you make it worse. 9's starting to come a little bit. I think we'll leave it there. If it ends up being the best one in the book, we will see if we can improve it then. All right, definitely a 25. How about the mint mark? I see a mint mark down there. I see a mint mark. I don't think I need nicodate, but it's not going to hurt since we already nickodated the other side. I think it's a D. I think it's a D. Could be wrong. Whatever I see is in the perfect spot. It's right there. Right there. Focus. I forgot Grammy and my daughter were going to dinner tonight. Means Paul has to plan dinner. Well, whatever I saw isn't getting better. Let's reverse that coin. Very dirty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a mint mark there. Let's go to this. It's an S. Does you see it? I see that one for sure. That is a 1925 S. Right there. That is definitely a 1925 S. So, the 1925 S, 6.2 million minted. All right, a couple more. I said no date. Maybe the top of a 3. Last time I said the top of a 3, it ended up being like a 1911, which isn't even a date, by the way. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. This is episode 4. There are 3 episodes prior to this. I will list them in the description as I post this. Is this one going to come? If it's going to come, it's not going to come quick. And I'm starting to see something. The 1913? Do I see a 6 up there? I don't know what I see. What do you see? You don't see anything? Pups, guess what? We're going to have pizza tonight and watch the Monday Night Football game, I think. Maybe a 1913. No one going out on a limb here. I don't know. Dip and rinse. Oh, I lost a drip. I think it is 1913. Make sure I didn't miss a type 2. I didn't. A type 1, I should say. I think it might be a type 2 1913. Which we have not found yet. That's what I think it is. You all aren't exactly bailing me out here. Not that it's the clearest thing to see. Almost has to be a 3 at the end. We'll go look at a 1913 type 2. And I'm sure before it's all said and done, I will miss a type 1 1913 and nicodate it accidentally. Well, I'll nicodate it on purpose, but that one is not restoring well. But that's what it looks like. That's what a 1913 looks like, type 2. That 3 is different. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I think. I think I see 13 as well. Boy, it's not a great one. It's not a great one. See it even worse there. But that's a 1913 type 2. Let's look at a mint mark. Possible mint mark. Possible mint mark. It's definitely not a type 1. Got the flat ground. See if a mint mark pops. Is that a D coming up? Is that a nothing coming up? That might be a D. That might be a D. If it is, it's a little dude. See anything through the zoom? No. See nothing through the zoom. Let's see what we can see with our naked eyes. Alright, you see nothing. I see nothing. So this could be a 1913 type 2 P. 30 million minted. And hopefully we find a much better one than that one. One more. We're going to do one more tonight. In episode 4. That one's going to come back pretty easy, I think. I see part of it. I see part of it, I think. Last time I said that I was wrong. Yeah, 1918. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. That's quick. That was quick. See you, Jolly Roger. Thanks for being here. I like it when they come back this nice. All right, 1918 situation. We have 2 P's, a D, and no S. But I don't know if we have any that have popped this nicely. That one came back pretty legible. Yeah, 1918. Nice. How about an S mint mark? What is that down there? Too low to be the mint mark? Looks like it's too low to be the mint mark to me. Let's go to 1918S and see if it's stamped all the way at the bottom. Here's a 1918 over 7D. In a restoration, would be so hard to see. Yeah, that S should be much higher. That is not an S at the bottom, or maybe it is and doesn't count. Let's see if anything comes back. This will be the last one we do tonight. Definitely a 1918. Probably a P. Probably a 1918 P. It is a strong 1918. And I'm not seeing any kind of mint mark come back. So we'll call it a 1918P. Look at it with our naked eyes again for the mint mark. I do not see anything at all, but I do see a 1918P. 1918P. All right, so let's go over to our book. Get my Nicodate water out of the way without spilling it. And our recap sheet. Where'd my recap sheet go? I don't know. Don't knock all those down. Don't do. Oh, I see it now. On the back of the middle. How am I going to get that without messing this up? That's a good question. Aha. All right. So, what we found tonight, we found a 1913 right there, a 14S, that's 2, a 15S, that's 3, new ones in the book, a 16S, that's 4, an 18 is 5, an 18D is 6, a 19D is 7, a 20P is 8, and a 25S is 9. So we have 9 new entries in the book, giving us 22 out of 65. We Nicodated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 coins, 17 coins. We got dates on 16 out of 17. So we're 36 out of 38 being successful. What I'll do off camera, I'll go through and compare all these and put the best in, and I'll show the book at a different time with all of the dates in it that we've got so far. But thank you all for watching. Nick Marsh, I bought some bottles with droppers, and I'm going to try that. Yes, I could put a much smaller drop on, but I got 700 to do, so I'm not that weirded out by putting more on than I need to. I am going to try to get better as we go to make them look as good as possible. Next time I do this, I'll try the dropper. They're in the other room. But I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. We are up to 22 of 65, about 33%. Certainly will slow down at some point. Thanks for being here. Have a great evening. I may do $1 bills about 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see. Looking for some fancy serial numbers and some star notes because I've got 35 or 2,500 that need search. So thank y'all. Have a good evening. God bless. We'll see you soon when Paul has more spare time.